The 12 labors of Hercules are a series of legendary tasks assigned to the Greek hero Hercules, Heracles in Greek mythology, by King Eurystheus. These labors were set as punishment for Hercules' actions, which led to the deaths of his wife and children. Completing the labors would redeem Hercules in the eyes of the gods and grant him immortality. Each labor presented its own unique challenges, ranging from battling fearsome beasts to completing seemingly impossible tasks. The labors tested Hercules' strength, courage, and ingenuity, showcasing his legendary status as one of the greatest heroes of Greek mythology. Here are the 12 labors of Hercules. First, slay the Nemean lion. Hercules stood at the entrance of the dark and foreboding Nemean forest, his muscles tensed with anticipation. The dense canopy above cast shadows that danced eerily across the forest floor, but Hercules pressed on, determined to confront the fearsome creature that dwelled within. As he ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, the air grew thick with the scent of pine and earth. The ground beneath his feet became increasingly uneven, obscured by fallen branches and tangled roots. Yet, Hercules moved with the agility of a seasoned hunter, his senses attuned to every rustle and whisper of the wilderness. Soon, the telltale signs of the lion's lair began to appear. Gnarled trees with claw marks etched into their bark, and the distant echoes of growls reverberating through the undergrowth. Hercules tightened his grip on the club he carried, steeling himself for the confrontation ahead. Finally, he emerged into a clearing bathed in dappled sunlight, where the Nemean lion lay in wait, its massive form blending seamlessly into the shadows. With a roar that shook the very ground beneath him, the lion lunged forward, its razor-sharp claws extended in a deadly arc, but Hercules was ready. Dodging the lion's initial assault, he sprang into action, meeting the beast head-on with a fierce determination. Blow after blow was exchanged as Hercules grappled with the lion, each combatant striving for dominance in the struggle. Despite the lion's impenetrable hide, Hercules refused to yield. With sinewy arms coiled like steel springs, he seized the creature by the throat, his fingers closing inexorably around its windpipe. With a final, desperate gasp, the Nemean lion fell silent, its once proud form slumping lifelessly to the ground. As the echoes of battle faded into the stillness of the forest, Hercules surveyed his triumph. The Nemean lion, vanquished by his strength and cunning, lay at his feet, its fearsome visage now a silent testament to his prowess. With practiced hands, Hercules set to work, carefully skinning the lion and fashioning its pelt into a formidable armor. The task was arduous, but Hercules worked with a single-minded determination, knowing that this trophy would serve as a testament to his victory for years to come. Emerging from the forest, Hercules bore not only the scars of battle, but also the spoils of his triumph. The Nemean lion's skin, now a symbol of his indomitable strength, draped across his shoulders as a reminder of the challenges he had overcome. And as he made his way back to civilization, the people greeted him with awe and reverence, for they knew that in Hercules they had found a hero worthy of their admiration. Second, slay the Lernaean Hydra. Hercules embarked on his second labor, a daunting quest to confront the dreaded Lernaean Hydra, a monstrous serpent with multiple heads that regrew when severed. Accompanied by his loyal nephew Iolaus, Hercules located the Hydra's lair near the swampy waters of Lerna. As they approached, the stench of decay hung heavy in the air, warning of the creature's presence. With a roar, the Hydra emerged from its lair, its venomous head snapping and hissing in fury. Undaunted, Hercules sprang into action, wielding his mighty sword with precision. But for each head he severed, 2 more sprang forth in its place, threatening to overwhelm him with their sheer numbers. Realizing the futility of conventional tactics, Hercules devised a cunning strategy. As he battled the Hydra, Iolaus fetched a flaming torch, using it to cauterize the neck stumps of the Hydra's severed heads, preventing them from regenerating. With each head now permanently vanquished, Hercules gained the upper hand. Channeling his strength and resolve, he continued to hack away at the creature until only the main head remained. With a final, decisive blow, Hercules severed the Hydra's last head, ending its reign of terror once and for all. But the task was not yet complete. To ensure the Hydra's destruction, Hercules buried its immortal head beneath a massive boulder, sealing its fate for eternity. As they departed from the scene of their victory, Hercules and Iolaus bore the scars of battle, but also the satisfaction of knowing that they had triumphed over one of the most fearsome creatures of Greek mythology. Third, capture the golden hind of Artemis. For his third labor, Hercules set out to capture the elusive Lernaean hind, a magnificent deer with shimmering golden antlers sacred to Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. Knowing the significance of his task, Hercules approached the challenge with both determination and reverence. Tracking the hind proved to be no easy feat, as it possessed unmatched speed and agility, darting effortlessly through the dense forests and rugged terrain. Undeterred by the hind's elusiveness, Hercules pursued his quarry with unwavering resolve, his senses honed to every subtle clue that might lead him closer to his goal. Months turned into seasons as Hercules tirelessly pursued the hind across vast stretches of wilderness, enduring harsh weather and treacherous conditions. He traversed snow-capped mountains, crossed rushing rivers, and navigated dense thickets, never wavering in his pursuit. As the year drew to a close, Hercules finally closed in on the elusive hind, its golden antlers gleaming like beacons against the backdrop of the forest. With a burst of speed and agility that belied his massive frame, Hercules sprang into action, closing the distance between himself and his quarry with each determined stride. With a skillful maneuver, Hercules managed to corner the hind, its panicked eyes reflecting the fear and desperation of a creature caught in the grasp of its predator. Sensing the sacredness of the moment, Hercules approached the hind with reverence, speaking soothing words to calm its fears. With gentle yet firm hands, Hercules secured the hind, ensuring that no harm would come to the creature. He then carefully bound its legs, preparing to return it to King Eurystheus as proof of his accomplishment. As Hercules made his way back to civilization, the golden hind in tow, he reflected on the significance of his task. In capturing the sacred creature, he had not only fulfilled the demands of his labor, but also demonstrated his reverence for the gods and his unwavering dedication to his appointed tasks. Fourth, capture the Erymanthian boar. Hercules set out on his fourth labor, determined to capture the fearsome Erymanthian boar that wreaked havoc upon the region of Erymanthus. As he ventured into the rugged wilderness, the air thick with the scent of pine and the distant echoes of the boar's roars, Hercules prepared himself for the daunting task ahead. Traversing steep slopes and dense forests, Hercules relied on his keen tracking skills to hunt down the elusive boar. With each step, he drew closer to his quarry, his senses attuned to every rustle and snarl that echoed through the wilderness. Finally, after days of relentless pursuit, Hercules confronted the boar in its lair, a tangled thicket nestled deep within the heart of the mountains. With a deafening roar, the boar charged forth, its razor-sharp tusks gleaming in the dappled sunlight. Undeterred by the boar's ferocity, Hercules stood his ground, his muscles coiled like steel springs as he awaited the perfect moment to strike. With lightning speed and precision, he launched himself at the creature, grappling with it in a fierce struggle of strength and will. Despite the boar's desperate attempts to break free, Hercules held fast, his grip unyielding as he gradually subdued the beast. With a final, decisive maneuver, he managed to secure the boar, binding its legs to prevent any further resistance. With the boar captured and subdued, Hercules set out on the journey back to King Eurystheus, his prize in tow. As he presented the Erymanthian boar to the king, he did so with pride, knowing that he had once again proven himself capable of overcoming even the most formidable of challenges. And as word of his triumph spread throughout the land, Hercules emerged not only as a hero, but also as a symbol of courage and strength, revered by all who witnessed his incredible deeds. Fifth, clean the Augean stables. Hercules faced his fifth labor with a mix of determination and incredulity as he beheld the sprawling expanse of the Augean stables. The stench of years of neglect hung heavy in the air, and the accumulated filth seemed an insurmountable obstacle. Yet, Hercules remained undaunted, ready to tackle the seemingly impossible task ahead. Surveying the vastness of the stables, Hercules knew that conventional methods would prove futile in the face of such monumental filth. Instead, he devised a bold and innovative plan: to cleanse the stables in a single day by diverting the course of two nearby rivers, the Alpheus and the Peneus. With unwavering resolve, Hercules set to work, his muscles flexing with each mighty stride as he made his way to the banks of the rivers. With sheer strength and determination, he redirected the flow of the mighty waters, channeling their force towards the Augean stables with a precision born of experience and instinct. As the rivers surged forth, their cleansing waters cascading into the stables like a torrential downpour, Hercules watched with satisfaction as the accumulated filth was swept away in a deluge of muck and debris. The rivers churned and roared, their relentless currents scouring every inch of the stables until not a trace of dirt remained. Hour after hour passed, and still Hercules labored tirelessly, his efforts unwavering as he worked to ensure that every corner of the stables was cleansed of its foulness. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the now pristine stables, Hercules stood triumphant, his task complete. The people marveled at his incredible feat, awed by the sheer magnitude of his strength and determination. For Hercules, the cleansing of the Augean stables was not merely a labor, but a testament to his unwavering resolve and his ability to overcome even the most daunting of challenges. And as he departed from the stables, his work done, Hercules left behind a legacy of unparalleled courage and perseverance that would be remembered for generations to come. Sixth, slay the Stymphalian birds. Hercules approached the daunting task of slaying the Stymphalian birds with a mixture of caution and determination. These vicious creatures, with their bronze beaks and metallic feathers, had terrorized the region around Lake Stymphalian for far too long, preying upon unsuspecting travelers with ruthless efficiency. Armed with a rattle given to him by Athena, goddess of wisdom and warfare, Hercules ventured into the dense marshlands surrounding Lake Stymphalian. The air was thick with the stench of decay, and the sound of the birds' shrill cries echoed ominously through the mist-shrouded landscape. As Hercules cautiously made his way through the murky waters, he kept a watchful eye on the skies above, knowing that the Stymphalian birds could strike at any moment. With every step, he gripped the rattle tightly in his hand, its discordant sound serving as both a warning to the birds and a reminder of Athena's divine aid. Suddenly, the air erupted with a cacophony of beating wings as the birds descended upon Hercules with a fury born of centuries of unchecked predation. Undaunted, Hercules unleashed the full force of the rattle, its piercing sound cutting through the clamor of the birds' cries and striking fear into their hearts. With the birds momentarily stunned and disoriented, Hercules seized the opportunity to draw his bow and unleash a volley of arrows into their midst. Each shaft found its mark with unerring accuracy, felling the birds one by one and sending them plummeting to the ground below. As the last of the Stymphalian birds fell silent, Hercules surveyed the carnage around him, his chest heaving with exertion and adrenaline coursing through his veins. With a sense of satisfaction, he knew that he had triumphed over the winged scourge that had plagued the land for so long. And as he made his way back to civilization, the people greeted him with awe and gratitude, knowing that in Hercules they had found a hero capable of vanquishing even the most fearsome of adversaries. Seventh, capture the Cretan bull. Hercules embarked on his seventh labor with a sense of urgency, knowing that the rampaging Cretan bull posed a grave threat to the island of Crete and its inhabitants. As he set sail for the island, the salty sea breeze carried with it the distant echoes of the bull's furious roars, a chilling reminder of the danger that awaited him. Upon his arrival, Hercules wasted no time in tracking down the elusive creature, scouring the rugged terrain of Crete in search of his quarry. For days he pursued the bull through rocky gorges and sun-baked plains, his senses honed to every clue that might lead him closer to his goal. Finally, Hercules confronted the bull in a vast, open field, its massive form silhouetted against the blazing sun. With muscles coiled like springs, Hercules charged forward, meeting the bull head-on in a fierce struggle of strength and will. For hours, the two adversaries grappled with one another, locked in a deadly dance of dominance. With each passing moment, Hercules drew upon his legendary strength, refusing to yield even as the bull fought back with all its fury. In a breathtaking display of sheer force, Hercules managed to overpower the bull, wrestling it to the ground with a resounding thud that echoed across the landscape. With the creature subdued, he bound its powerful limbs, ensuring that it could no longer pose a threat to the people of Crete. With the bull securely in his grasp, Hercules made the long journey back to King Eurystheus, his triumph evident in every step he took. As he presented the Cretan bull to the king, he did so with a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that he had once again proven himself capable of overcoming even the most formidable of challenges. And as word of his victory spread throughout the land, Hercules emerged as a beacon of hope and courage, revered by all who witnessed his incredible feats of strength and bravery. 8th. Steal the mares of Diomedes. Hercules approached his 8th labor with a grim determination, knowing that stealing the man-eating mares of Diomedes would test both his strength and his cunning like never before. These fierce beasts, owned by the Thracian king Diomedes, were known to devour any unfortunate soul who crossed their path, and Hercules understood the urgency of his task. Setting out for Thrace, Hercules braced himself for the confrontation that lay ahead. As he approached the stables where the mares were kept, the air crackled with tension, and the ground seemed to tremble beneath his feet. Diomedes, the king of Thrace, met Hercules with a fierce determination of his own, his eyes ablaze with defiance. But Hercules was undeterred, his resolve unshakable as he faced off against the king in a battle of wills. With a mighty roar, Hercules launched himself at Diomedes, engaging him in a fierce struggle that shook the very foundations of the earth. Blow after blow was exchanged as the two adversaries fought tooth and nail for supremacy. In a breathtaking display of strength and skill, Hercules managed to overpower Diomedes, rendering him helpless before his might. With the king subdued, Hercules delivered a swift and decisive punishment, feeding him to his own ravenous mares as retribution for the lives they had claimed. With Diomedes dispatched and the mares now under his control, Hercules set about the task of taming the wild beasts, his iron will and unyielding determination prevailing where others had failed. With each passing moment, the mares grew more docile under his command, their savage instincts gradually giving way to the steady hand of their new master. And as Hercules led the now tamed mares back to King Eurystheus, he did so with a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that he had once again triumphed over adversity through sheer strength and determination. His victory over the man-eating mares of Diomedes would be remembered as one of his greatest achievements, a testament to his indomitable spirit and unwavering courage in the face of danger. 9th. Obtain the girdle of Hippolyta. In his 9th labor, Hercules was tasked with obtaining the girdle of Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons, a symbol of her authority and power. Initially, Hippolyta agreed to give Hercules the girdle willingly, impressed by his noble intentions and the honor of his quest. However, Hera, seeking to sabotage Hercules' efforts, disguised herself as an Amazon and spread rumors among the Amazons, inciting mistrust and hostility. As tensions escalated, a fierce battle erupted between Hercules and the Amazons. Despite Hercules' attempts to defuse the situation, the conflict intensified, ultimately resulting in a tragic misunderstanding. In the chaos of battle, Hercules mistakenly slew Hippolyta, believing her to be a threat to his mission. With Hippolyta's death, Hercules claimed the girdle as his prize, his heart heavy with remorse for the unintended consequences of his actions. The girdle, now tainted by bloodshed, served as a somber reminder of the cost of his quest and the sacrifices made along the way. As Hercules departed from the land of the Amazons, he carried with him the weight of his deeds, haunted by the knowledge that his noble intentions had led to tragedy. The ninth labor would forever be remembered as a testament to the complexities of heroism, where good intentions could lead to unforeseen consequences, and the line between victory and defeat was perilously thin. 10th. Capture the cattle of Geryon. Hercules faced his 10th labor with a steely resolve, knowing that capturing the cattle of Geryon would test his skills and strength like never before. Journeying to the distant island of Erythea, he braced himself for the challenges that lay ahead. For Geryon, the three-bodied giant who owned the cattle, was a formidable adversary. Upon his arrival, Hercules was confronted by the towering figure of Geryon, his three bodies imposing, and his gaze filled with malice. Undeterred, Hercules squared his shoulders and prepared to face the giant in a battle of wits and strength. But before he could confront Geryon, Hercules had to contend with Orthrus, the two-headed watchdog that guarded the cattle with fierce loyalty. With cunning and skill, Hercules lured Orthrus away from the herd, engaging the beast in a fierce struggle that tested his mettle to the limit. With Orthrus defeated, Hercules turned his attention to the task at hand, driving the cattle back to Greece. But Geryon, enraged by the loss of his prized possessions, pursued Hercules with a relentless fury, his three bodies moving with astonishing speed and coordination. For days, Hercules and Geryon clashed on the rugged terrain of Erythea, their battle shaking the very foundations of the island. With each passing moment, Hercules drew upon his legendary strength and resilience, refusing to yield even as Geryon unleashed his most devastating attacks. In a final, decisive maneuver, Hercules managed to outmaneuver Geryon, driving the cattle onto his ship and setting sail for Greece. Behind him, the island of Erythea faded into the distance, its towering cliffs and rugged landscape a testament to the epic struggle that had taken place. As Hercules returned to Greece with the cattle of Geryon in tow, he did so with a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that he had once again triumphed over adversity through sheer determination and courage. His victory over the formidable giant would be remembered as one of his greatest achievements, a testament to his indomitable spirit and unwavering commitment to his appointed tasks. 11th labor. Steal the apples of the Hesperides. Hercules embarked on his 11th labor with a sense of trepidation, knowing that stealing the golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides would require cunning and resourcefulness. The garden, located at the western edge of the world, was not only guarded by the fearsome dragon Ladon, but also protected by the Titan Atlas, who bore the weight of the heavens upon his shoulders. Upon his arrival, Hercules found himself face to face with Atlas, the Titan towering over him like a colossus. Knowing that he could not hope to defeat Atlas in combat, Hercules devised a clever ruse to enlist the Titan's aid in his quest. With smooth words and persuasive charm, Hercules proposed a bargain. He would hold up the heavens in Atlas's place, while the Titan retrieved the golden apples from the garden of the Hesperides. Intrigued by the prospect of temporary freedom, Atlas agreed to the deal, passing the weight of the heavens onto Hercules' shoulders with a sense of relief. As Atlas departed for the garden of the Hesperides, Hercules felt the crushing weight of the heavens pressing down upon him, threatening to crush him beneath its immense burden. but he stood firm, his muscles straining against the unyielding weight as he awaited Atlas's return. Hours turned into days, and still Hercules stood beneath the weight of the heavens, his resolve unwavering despite the agony that racked his body. But just when it seemed that he could bear the burden no longer, Atlas returned, the golden apples clutched tightly in his grasp. With a sense of triumph, Hercules relinquished his hold on the heavens, feeling the weight lift from his shoulders as Atlas took his place once more. As he departed from the garden of the Hesperides, the golden apples in his possession, Hercules knew that he had succeeded in his quest through cunning and guile, rather than brute strength alone. And as he returned to civilization with the golden apples in tow, Hercules did so with a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that he had once again overcome adversity through cleverness and determination. His victory over the guardian of the Hesperides would be remembered as one of his most legendary feats, a testament to his ingenuity and resourcefulness in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Final labor. Capture Cerberus. Hercules stood at the threshold of his final labor, knowing that capturing Cerberus, the dreaded three-headed hound of the underworld, would test his courage and strength like never before. With determination burning in his heart, Hercules sought the permission of Hades himself to enter the realm of the dead and confront the guardian of the underworld. Granted passage by the Lord of the Dead, Hercules descended into the dark depths of the underworld, the chill of death clinging to his skin as he made his way through the shadowed realm. Finally, he stood before Cerberus, the hound's three heads snarling and snapping in a fearsome display of power. Undeterred by the creature's ferocity, Hercules stepped forward, his muscles coiled with the anticipation of battle. With a roar that echoed through the cavernous halls of the underworld, he launched himself at Cerberus, engaging the beast in a fierce struggle of strength and will. For hours, the two adversaries clashed in a brutal contest of dominance, each refusing to yield to the other. But Hercules, drawing upon his legendary strength and courage, gradually gained the upper hand, his iron grip tightening around Cerberus's necks with each passing moment. With a final decisive maneuver, Hercules managed to subdue Cerberus, wrestling the hound into submission with sheer force. With the creature now under his control, Hercules made his way back to the land of the living, Cerberus snarling and struggling against his grasp every step of the way. Presenting Cerberus to King Eurystheus, Hercules awaited the king's reaction with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. But instead of rejoicing at the hero's triumph, Eurystheus recoiled in terror at the sight of the fearsome hound, his resolve crumbling in the face of such unearthly power. In a panic, Eurystheus demanded that Hercules return Cerberus to the underworld at once, unable to bear the presence of the guardian of the dead in his realm any longer. And so, with a heavy heart, Hercules obeyed, returning Cerberus to the depths of the underworld and completing his final labor with both triumph and sorrow.